それでは続きまして、金融ビジネスユニット、公共ビジネス
Next is the Financial Institutions Business Unit, as well as Government and Public Corporations Business Unit and System and Service Business. The explanation will be provided by Tsugio Yamamoto, CEO of Financial Institutions Business Unit, and Keiichi Shotsuka, Head of System and Service Business. Yamamoto-san, please.
山本でございます。
This is Yamamoto. I would like to explain to you the Financial Institutions Business Unit and Government Public Corporations Business Unit. Now, this is the business overview. Financial Institutions BU and the other is Government Public Corporation Business Unit. I'll just call it public. And for Financial Institutions Business Unit, revenue was 379.8 billion yen. For public, it earned 18.9 billion yen. Please refer to the breakdown as you see here. The strength of these business units is that we have the management capabilities to successfully complete large-scale projects, which is common to the both business unit. For the financial customer base in fields of banking, insurance, and capital markets, and we also have a track record in building large-scale mission-critical systems. We have trust from the customers. In terms of public track record, building large-scale government system that support the Japanese social systems. We have trust from customers in this business as well. Next, I'd like to talk about the market environment. For the financial institutions in the Japanese market, it is shrinking. But globally, Asia, for the major Japanese financial institutions are growing. Fintech and IT services are increasing, and the rise of emerging IT companies is becoming prevalent. For public in the Japanese market, the IT utilization is taking place in terms of government. The growth of Social Security and tax number system related needs, My Number system is bringing about new business. Now, for global market, strengthened measures taken by Japanese government to support exports, especially in the APAC region. IoT, big data, robotics, and cyber security expenditures are increasing in the national budget. And next, for the basic policy, please refer to this diagram. In May, Mr. Higashihara has already explained this to you in the context of midterm business plan. We have reflected this in financial and public. Now, left-hand bottom, we have the domestic system integration business. This is our core business. We will generate revenue in a full-fledged manner and further expand to global and digital solutions and social infrastructure. Global business will be expanded. And in terms of the ratio from 2015 to 2018, the overseas will account for increase from 25 to 40% for social infrastructure service, increase from 11% to 20% for overseas ratio. And next, key measures, financial institutions business unit. This is the first point is launching of the financial innovation business. As represented by FinTech, new services will be launched. Specific examples include FinTech-related R&D, acceleration, and blockchain technologies are being developed together. With ERAX Foundation, we are working as a board member. In North America, the Financial Innovation Laboratory was established this year. For the cutting-edge devices such as smartphones, in December of 2015, Hitachi Mobile Cash Card Service was launched. We are now promoting the sales of this service. For financial institutions, there is a need for tellerless branches as well as streamlined branches. We are making proposals in this regard as well. A second area I'd like to emphasize is creating new businesses through collaborative creation with customers. Once again, it is somewhat overlapping. customers are trying to develop new services. And in November of 2015, we have worked with SMBC for cashless payment service in Vietnam. We also worked with Vietnam Post. Study was made, and this is where we would like to make contribution to Vietnam. Third area is expansion of global business focused on Asia. Asia expansion of payment service business focused on Indian ATM outsourcing business. Would like to expand this to Southeast Asia further. The other is the in-depth cultivation of Japanese and non-Japanese financial institutions through reinforced global operation structure. We want to make sure that customer can have a reliable system on a global basis. Moving on to public. The first point is to further enhance the social infrastructure, develop increasingly sophisticated social infrastructure systems that respond to transportation security and disaster-related needs by combining communication control technologies with IT. Various information from cameras, smart devices, and vehicles and map information will be linked. And we will be able to deal with emergencies so that enhanced services can be provided. Second is expansion of service businesses, expanding IT infrastructure services. Telework is increasing in the government offices. So we would like to enable work wherever the employees are. Service-oriented IT infrastructure will be provided on the cloud. A second area is utilizing supercomputer technology as well as science and technologies of our company will be combined with big data so that we can enhance the speed of R&D, streamlining development and providing value. Next area is utilizing cutting-edge technologies such as big data analytics and AI, and from health as well as diseases prevention can utilize such data. We have been developing public business mainly in Japan. The overseas ratios is low. However, in Myanmar as well as in Indonesia, ITS, Intelligent Transportation System, demonstration projects are underway. We would like to leverage this to expand sales. And security solutions utilizing finger vein authentication and image recognition technologies in China will be expanded. Common measures for both. There are two areas I'd like to cover. First, utilizing the strength of the wide array of products and services that can be provided by Hitachi, and we can combine the know-how and abilities of each of the BU. For example, the private sector utilization of Social Security and tax number is a case in point. We will collaborate with the services and platform BU and create new services for the BU. Second area is strengthening of the base business. Our strength is this area. Leverage the large-scale system development capabilities and skills, and in migrating mission-critical systems to differentiate, that will be our base business. Furthermore, increasing productivity of application development will be important to enhance profitability using open software, and also reinforcing ties with partner firms to expand utilization of Asia development bases. From 2015 to 2018, this is the business performance trend that we are forecasting. Last year, for major financial institutions, mission-critical systems replacement projects took place, and the My Number system, special demand occurred for the Social Security tax number system. So revenue was high last year. But in 3 years, we are not forecasting a significant jump, but in Service Global area, we would like to further enhance the business portfolio. Last point is conclusion. Based on the system integration business, we will switch business portfolio to service in global areas so that profitability can be enhanced. For financial revenues, 385 billion in 2018 and 210 billion in public, and the overseas ratio will be 21 to 3%. 21 financial and 3% in terms of global.
Next, systems and services business will be explained by Shiotsuka.
塩塚でございます。
Yes, my name is Shiotsuka. I was with the Information and Telecommunication Systems segment until last year, responsible for systems and services. Now, before I get to the main agenda, I would like to first of all explain about the role that I should be playing in fiscal year 16. In the 2018 midterm management plan presentation, as our CEO Higashihara said, the vision that Hitachi aims to achieve is to become the innovation partner in the IoT era. So we would like to accelerate our efforts at collaborative creation with our customers through our social innovation business. As business digitizes, IT shall be turned into weapons. And so to accelerate the social innovation business in the 12 BUs and 4 regions in the global markets, that is my responsibility as the head of systems and services business, so that Hitachi overall can utilize IT as an engine for growth. Up until March, we were Information and Telecommunication Systems segment. So this is a review of the 2015 midterm management plan. In the final year of the last midterm management plan, fiscal year 15, revenue was 2,109.3 billion, and adjusted operating income margin 6.7%, EBIT margin 5.2%. And we by consolidating Hitachi Solutions' social, public, and finance business into Hitachi, front-line functionality was optimized and profitability improved. And multiple large-scale emission-critical projects were running at the same time. And amidst that, we were able to mobilize and control SE resources equivalent to 30,000 personnel. And by having thorough project management, we were able to successfully control the projects. And in the platform business, including telecommunication networks business, we were able to respond to market environment changes and pursue business structure reform and portfolio transformation. But there were some delays, and that have had some impact. And so, in terms of achieving global level profitability, it is true that we still have outstanding challenges that we have to address. And so, from this point onward, I would like to explain what we're going to achieve in the next 2018 midterm management plan and the role to be played by systems and services business. And this was explained by Higashihara on the 18th of May when he discussed the 2018 management plan. This is the vision that Hitachi Group aspires to achieve. Front, platform, and product. There are 3 layers. And within this structure, what's going to be the role to be played by systems and services business, I would like to explain. Now, one of the points in the next midterm management plan is the front BUs who are in the front line of the market will capture market needs ahead of others to provide digital services. But if each of the front business units are to create their individual services from scratch, it will take too long before they can start providing services. So for the front BUs to provide digital services, we should provide them with a common platform that will help them develop services quickly. And so providing IT platform functions which will combine IT and OT will be the main role to be played by systems and services business, our business. So IT platform functions will be combined with OT platform functions as IoT platform Lumada. This was announced the other day. And the details of Lumada will be explained by Kojima, who is the head of service and platform BU. And the next part of our role is at the bottom of the IT platform. And that is to develop and provide IT products. IT products that Hitachi has developed and built will become important components in the IT platform. And this is the main message that I wanted to convey to you. So the three layers of front, platform, and products. These three layers will be connected by systems and service business. Connection is going to be very crucial because that is the role that we must play. As we have explained several times, Hitachi's strength is that we have both IT and social infrastructure business. But having IT alone will not be enough for Hitachi to demonstrate its strength. Because it requires coordination to coordinate the front platform and product functions. So the front and the platform and the products, these three layers must be connected through systems and services business. Now, in the middle, highlighted in yellow, is the company-wide common IT functions, including application development, engineering, operations, maintenance, project management, and quality assurance. These are resources that are indispensable in developing IT services and digital solutions. So in line with the services that the BUs offer or the challenges they face, we would like to provide the optimal set of resources. And that shall enable good connection between services, platforms, and products. We will serve as an adhesive, if you will. So by having such adhesive connectivity, we will ensure that the three layers will be able to work collaboratively with each other rather than three working separately. So that the needs of the front will be understood and supplied by the lower two layers. And that should be the role to be played by our business. And Hitachi already has such BUs where there is connectivity, for example, finance, public, industry, and distribution. We have such advanced models, which is a strength for us. So for the rest of the BUs, by having speedy connection, connecting IT platform and products, we shall be able to accelerate Hitachi's overall digitalization. Now, which are the business areas we cover as systems and services business? It's shown here. We have just got off to a start to achieve the goals set under the 2018 midterm management plan. So we're still in transition. So from this point onward, so as to facilitate the understanding on the part of investors and analysts, we would like to use the segments that we used in the past for information and telecommunication systems segment. Now, the four quadrants shown here show the basic business policy. Now, at the top right, the most major driver business is global and digital solutions. So global and digital solutions will be the leading driver for our overall growth. And there are two other areas, Japan SI business and product maintenance as well as systems operations. These are base businesses. As Yamamoto said, we would like to be strict in ensuring profitability in these areas. Now, lower right, there's another quadrant, IT products. And structural reform is still underway for IT products. IT products business is commoditizing. Competition is becoming fiercer. And so we would like to focus on products that support services for this. Any other products that would not support services will be shrunk as a business while ensuring to fulfill our responsibility to our customers. Now, in the new midterm management plan for systems and services business, the revenue target is 2,200 billion, up 4% over fiscal year 2015, and operating margin of 10%, up 3.3 points. So from this point onward, I would like to explain each of the areas. First, about the front business. Since early this morning, the CEO of each BU has explained their business. Our base business will continue to be Japan's SI business, but by organically collaborating with the IT platforms and products, we would like to lead our efforts in pursuing digital solutions. Next, on the IT platform. IT platform is a business that we promote with services and platform BU in an integrated manner. It's going to be at the core of digital solutions business, and it will be the engine for growth. With Lumada, our IoT platform that includes data analytics and AI, we will develop a common platform or foundation so that digital solutions can be provided efficiently and quickly. And this will be explained in detail by Kojima, the head of services and platform BU. And last but not least, IT products. In order to pursue and implement structural reform, this will be most important in attaining profit targets for 2018 midterm management plan. As a basic initiative, we would like to focus on products supporting digital solutions, and the center of our business portfolio will be IoT platform-related products. The center of Lumada IoT platform will be data management business, including data lifecycle management or application management, data center operations. So products related to these areas will be focused for development. And business structure reform that we've been implementing for the last 3 years, in that effort, we will continue to relocate engineers and technicians. Software development engineers will be utilized in the services business, and telecom network engineers will be utilized in IoT-related business. So concentration of development resources and priority products, as well as consolidation of manufacturing bases, will continue as initiatives in 2016 and onward. For the cost structure, in order to shift more towards the services business, upfront investment will be necessary. And through improvement of gross margins, we would like to secure enough investment funds for future growth. Now, business performance trend. This is a waterfall chart showing the factors that have had impact on our business performance in fiscal year 15 to 16, 16 to 18. Now, between fiscal year 15 and 16, we are expecting negative impact from Forex on our revenue. And large SI projects are expected to peak out. Therefore, in terms of revenue, between 15 and 16, we are expecting a slight decline in revenue. But in terms of profit, we are reaping the effects of various initiatives. And by all means, we would like to achieve adjusted operating margin of 7%. And toward fiscal year 2018, we will expand front business and through increased revenue of IT platform and products, we will attain operating margin of 10%. Just to skip a few, this is the summary. In the 2018 midterm management plan, for our part, systems and services business, our target will be to focus on global and digital solutions to contribute to social innovation business. Revenue target of 2,200 billion yen and adjusted operating margin of 10% for fiscal year 18. We shall be working hard to attain these goals. With that, I would like to conclude. Thank you.
Moving on to Q&A. In addition to the two gentlemen, we will have Mr. Kawano, CFO of the business unit, to participate. Floor is now open. Question. I have a question for Shotsuka-san.
Thank you very much for the presentation. That was easy to follow. Now, in the presentation material, page 6 or page 12, on pages 6 and 12, in each BU, frontline function will be strengthened in collaboration with the platform and the products. At first glance, subsidiaries, well, for Hitachi Machinery, for example, that vision is easy to understand. But Hitachi Metal, Hitachi High-Tech, Hitachi Chemical. In the case of Hitachi High-Tech, healthcare business is included. Hitachi Kokusai. Well, these businesses that may not be very relevant to this kind of vision, and it may be difficult for you to answer, but IT platform, Lumada, how can it be used for Hitachi's subsidiaries business? Well, if this is what is envisioned in the future, management efficiencies can be enhanced in subsidiaries, perhaps. And perhaps their market share and profitability can be raised. And Hitachi, as a parent, may be able to provide proposals to subsidiaries so that they can be more competitive. So let's say that IoT and big data becomes more prevalent. And how will this impact your business performance, I wonder? Now, just to address your overall question, 10 trillion yen. If we are to become a 10 trillion yen company on a consolidated basis, you mentioned Hitachi High-Tech, Hitachi Machinery. Up until fiscal year 2015, I have been responsible for solutions and systems. And Hitachi Machinery, Hitachi High-Tech, they were my customers. Healthcare business as well, our subsidiaries. And so business efficiency enhancement, SOR, system of report. So those were the businesses that I provided to subsidiaries. And Hitachi Construction Machinery included in the era of IoT as they conduct their businesses. I'm sure what is envisioned here in this diagram will happen. IoT platform centering around Lumada will be required by our subsidiaries' businesses. Now, when that happens, we need to provide mechanisms and systems, and we will need to provide system engineering type of business to them. And the vision that we presented for 2018, revenue of 2.2 trillion. In that plan, what I've just said is not necessarily reflected within the subsidiaries. By utilizing our service platform, they shall be able to enjoy that return. And that is not necessarily reflected in the plan. There are pluses and minuses. We oversee systems and business, and I try to provide the connection between the Management Plan 2015 and the Midterm Management Plan 2018. Now, what will be the tangible effect of the platform that I talked about in the subsidiaries? So it's not reflected in the plan. Thank you. Question number 2, page 9. So 4 quadrants. Top right is about global digitization, and lower left, Japan's systems integration. That still remains. So Japan's IT services market, I believe, is very unique. And digitization does not necessarily proceed. With cross-computing platform emerging, the market here in Japan is slow to move toward that. But then digitization is happening globally, on the other hand. So for Japan's IT services market, as digitization continues, if the market is to introduce digitization, what changes do you think we will see? Do you think that the lower left quadrant will move toward the top right quadrant? Is that what's going to happen? Well, just as you pointed out, right before my presentation, Mr. Yamamoto talked about finance and public business. And Koga-san talked about industry-related business. Their traditional business centering around system integration. And what's in the top right, global and digital solutions and IT platform that supports this. Japan, Europe, North America, APAC, regardless of the region. I think the trend that's described here will proceed, but the pace or the speed or the scope of the business targeted may be different from one BU to another, depending on the customer base they cover. So we do believe that Japan's SI business is a stable base business, but in the finance business represented in fintech, new digitization business is expected, and platform to support that is being put together quickly. And the same with the public institutions business, as was explained. Globally, new businesses are arising, and if we respond to each requirement one by one, it will not be speedy enough. And so a common IoT platform will be necessary. So it's hard to describe, but by fiscal year 2018, during the duration of the next midterm management plan, I think the base business in the lower left will remain, but gradually, new digitization trends will continue to occur, and in order to catch up with the trend, we are putting together mechanisms, and one good example of that is Lumada.
Any other questions? Question. I just have one question. I don't know if it's appropriate to ask the question here about Higashihara-san is giving examples of such combination. Your system and Hitachi Construction Machinery, dump truck, and Rio Tinto are combined, and this is often talked about by Mr. Higashihara. But Komatsu, using GE IoT platform business has been developed accordingly. So in terms of the way we should be thinking about this, within the Hitachi Group, you can make everything available, which is your strong point. But when we discuss these matters with Rio Tinto, it isn't as if they want to have one-stop shopping. Rather, they want to select what is the best available in the industry. So it's not just limited to Hitachi construction machinery. So combining your product with a product, if you do this internally, compared to combinations of different companies, how can you be competitive? I'm sure there are different examples. When customers are emerging, one-stop shopping may be requested. You may be able to capture that business. But how should we evaluate this situation?
What I can say at this moment is as follows. And this is my personal thought, but in the mining industry, Rio Tinto, in the construction industry, there are clients such as Komatsu and Hitachi Construction Machinery. And depending on the industry, what's required is different. And there are areas where one Hitachi type of approach works, and there are other areas where that approach does not work. So in areas where one Hitachi approach is effective, we will do so. But GE's predicts by Komatsu, IBM's Blue Mix, for example, and the IoT platform Lumada that we announced recently, these are open systems. Put it differently, and perhaps Kojima-san should explain this rather than myself, but as you can see from the diagram, the physical OT world and the IT world, and in between the two, IoT will be promoted by a variety of industries. And IoT Lumada alone will not be able to respond to all the needs. And that is why we need an open approach. There could be multiple, infinite number of combinations, and preferences may differ from one customer to another. And this is a long-term business. It's not a one-off business. Maintenance is required all the time. So our valuable customers within their value chains, we, Hitachi Group, will play a certain role. And by so doing, we believe that we can drive various demands. So in a nutshell, Global's social innovation business is an open world. We alone cannot capture everything, but at the very core, we would like to capture it through IoT platform Lumada. That is our thinking. As a simple question, well, GE seems to be having difficulty presenting what they're trying to do. So it's open, and perhaps monitoring doesn't have to be done by Hitachi. And I'm sure you're already making investments in this area, but how can you monetize this business, and how can you gain return that is enough to recoup your investment? And is that a concern that's warranted? Or we are concerned about that ourselves. So what's going to be the source of our profit or return? I may not have explained this adequately. And a source of return, of course, would be different depending on the area. Healthcare, public finance, distribution, it depends. Within the customer's value chain, we would like to be a player. And platforms that Hitachi alone can provide, products, solutions that we can provide, would they be sufficient 100%? We do not believe so. And that is why Lumada and Predix can work together, perhaps in certain areas. And we may work with Bluemix in other areas. It all depends. It's because of my experience. Federated cloud that was discussed 2 years ago. We had connections with many other networks, private clouds, and so forth. AWS, Microsoft, Azure. We had connections with them a couple of years ago. And customers sometimes want Hitachi for all of it. And we would like to respond to that need as well. And what we would like to essentially like to do is to provide mechanisms that would enhance the overall value for the customer. And in line with customer growth, we would like to enjoy a return. And the way in which we gain return would be different from each area to another.
Any further questions? A question. Thank you very much for this opportunity today. For page 9, I have a follow-up question.
This is a diagram easy to follow. You talk about base businesses as well as driver businesses. But roughly speaking, in terms of resources, base business versus driver business, what's the split in terms of the resource split? Or the split between overseas and Japan, perhaps? How are you going to split resources? Well, in the new structure, some businesses were transferred to new BUs. And so 2015 plan and 2018 plan, there are some differences. And so what I was responsible for is systems, platform, services. As of end of March, the number on a worldwide basis, the staff count was 79,000. Of that, 55,000 are in Japan. And I think you can do the math yourself. Overseas, 4,000, and staff increased because of M&A and business growth. Compared to 3 years ago, I think staff increase of 8,000 or so has happened. And the intent behind staff increase is to move toward the top right quadrant. Well, we are going through selection and focus, and as we do so, we would like to move toward the top right quadrant. We can't do that overnight. So on a worldwide basis, TOC was implemented. And we try to accumulate small success examples. What I wanted to achieve most is the base businesses on the left. Well, the HR portfolio will have to be changed from the traditional business in order to move toward the right. And I believe that's what you're asking. So global digital solutions, competitive services, transportation, disaster management, disaster prevention. To do business in these areas, the skill sets and the HR portfolio that we've nurtured in our IT business need to be transformed. And this cannot be done overnight. And that is why we made substantial investments and M&As in the last midterm management plan, Pentaho last year, and we've had some mergers and acquisitions to achieve that. Now with the new business unit structure, and we have a horizontal service organization. So how can we connect in the matrix organization vertically? And in order to have connections, we have to change and transform HR, human resources, and we are trying hard to establish the basis of all that.
Any further questions? Question. I have 2 questions. Regarding page 6. Page 6, ICT business division. So which part is being coordinated, supervised? Is that a virtual organization? If you could please explain. It's not plotted, and it's intentional that we have not plotted that. So 3 layers. As we try to change the whole organization, the title of my presentation
Systems and Services Business. And I am the Senior Vice President, Executive Officer, and Head of Systems Services Business. As head, I thought that it would be best for me to explain how the organization changed. And I am the head of the ICT division. And we reside in the yellow part in the middle. And of course, products as well. In the last midterm management plan, what supported the information business, there are some subsidiaries, Hitachi Systems, Hitachi Solutions, Hitachi Omron, and HDS Overseas, HCC. They're not plotted here, but they are engaged in the ICT business. And I am the supervisor of all of that. And all three layers are to be connected as I serve as the head of such ICT businesses. Now, my next question, second question, related to resources. In the common IT functions, well, the staff that's involved, you talked about mobilizing and controlling 30,000 person months, SEs. Now, as the businesses grow and mature, what is your assumption about the resources? How many of them are going to be outsourced? How many procured inside? So 79,000 were engaged in the former information and telecom business. So, however, in terms of projects, we have experienced a number of projects that we have not experienced before. Yamamoto-san talked about finance and public. Well, top line may be somewhat down, but in terms of the basic manpower, as I said, we're going to shift toward the top right quadrant. So manpower will have to be maintained. And globally, how are the resources going to be allocated? That's to be hammered out in detail going forward, so I cannot give you the answer. Well, question. Well, in-house resource allocation is fine, but how are you going to utilize external resources, including resources at the business partners? Answer. So your question includes personnel at business partners. Well, our approach remains the same. In the last 3 years, with business partners and vendors, we have selected business partners which have a certain size of business, and we would like to maintain our relationships with such business partners. And I think you're also talking about global business partners, offshore business partners. In the last 3 years, to the extent that we announced, well, we have made M&A, and by plotting them, I think you will understand what we're trying to achieve. Pentaho and consulting firms, the teams that are in the right quadrant, and offshore companies, there are such companies. So within the 3 layers, the service platform, in line with the shift to Lumada, 12 BUs, application development and engineering units, they will be moving closer and closer to the front line. And that is our intention. And by so doing, for engineering at each of the 12 BUs can be reinforced, and that is what we would like to implement. I may not have answered your question fully, but that's my answer. Well, thank you.
This will be the last question. Question. I have two questions. I will be very brief. First point is regarding page 13 in the materials.
Products-related business, hardware business needs structural reform. Operating margin of 10%, if it is to be achieved, then you need to make it profitable. So which business areas will you be withdrawing from? High-end storage, I think, may be having difficulty in terms of profitability. So if you could please comment on that. Answer. As you already know, the telecommunication business, as we said in our quarterly performance announcement last year, we cut down on the number of products. Withdrawal was used in the media, but we are narrowing down, and there are existing customers we have to serve. So network equipment, we have converged 90% of our network equipment, and this year we will further consolidate. And servers and storage, especially servers, we need to make investment in. No, we are facing investment in high-end models. Flash. We are to concentrate on flash. And whatever products that can contribute to IoT platform Lumada, servers or software functions that can make contribution to Lumada should be focused upon. There are some sensitivities that I cannot share with you, but products that can contribute to the service platform we're trying to create in the next 3 years. We will continue to make investments in such products as long as they contribute to the service platform we're trying to create. Question. Shift to the cloud seems to be impacting the market. So are you trying to increase sales in the cloud business, and hardware sales will decline? And how are you going to make up for that? What's going to be your overall view? Answer. As is reported in various media, cloud first. We've been saying that for 3 years, I think. Storage, servers, telecom equipment. I think they have evolved as has been expected by everyone. Solutions, services, digital solutions that are provided by these pieces of equipment. If we are to develop them, we need a platform. And Hitachi alone cannot provide everything. Servers, for service business, we've established OEM relationships last year quite extensively. And the source of revenue for us is going to come from the business in the top right quadrant. And how to provide personnel and technology is going to be the key. And that's what we've been preparing for in the last midterm management plan. Top line is somewhat down, and 2018, the revenue target is not much changed, and that's because we're taking measures toward that. What we used to do with the former business unit, we would like to improve the margin from 6% to 7%, on the order of 7%. And there are individual products that I can mention, but products that are listed here on the left-hand side, these are the areas with products we will focus on, and functions will be prepared that will be required by the IoT platform. And as is at the bottom, 2016 onward, structural reform will continue. The business structure will continue to be transformed. Last but not least, my last question. Business structure is changed as of April 1st, and Lumada IoT platform and the former IT platform from information and telecom business will be merged, you said. And Service and Platform BU and ICT division. Perhaps they should be merged. Or do you think that they could be separate? So why were they not merged? What were the reasons? May I ask? Kojima will speak after me. For fiscal year 2018, I said that we're in a transition phase. So in the former information and telecom business segment, there were many affiliates. And can they be put into a matrix organization overnight? There was such a discussion. And this year, we will have to tackle a number of challenges in terms of organization. But whatever we do, it has to be effective for our customers. What should be our organization that would be in the best interest of customers? That's what we need to think. And I have a certain idea in my mind, but for actual operation, we have OT, we have security, M2M engineers are allocated. So for this fiscal year, this is the structure that we would like to implement. And 12 BUs, they are very important customers we serve. And this year, we will test and discuss whether the organization that we put in place is going to be best. It's our internal organization. If need be, we can change anytime so that it becomes better for our customers. And our role is to provide connectivity, connecting different functions. That's most crucial.
With this, we'd like to bring this session to a close. Thank you very much.